And we're back with 96 Live. I'm your host, Robert Hart. Sorry about the break off of the last video. We ran out of battery power and had to recharge, but we're back. And we're going to tune in now to the life ways of the Cherokees, which will explain about the Cherokees being here at Star Fort back then.
And their diet consisted of wild game, fresh foods that they grew, and so they're not used to processed foods at all. McDonald's is bad for everyone, but horrible for them. So, anyways, that was the original lands, and over time, it was ceded. We thought it was important to come here to tell that story, that this was actual Cherokee territory that was ceded, and they would have been part of an encampment. We probably, if we were set up in the 1700s as women, we would have been on the outskirts of a camp, even the native men. We would not be in the midst of this camp. We would have been on the outskirts. Possibly, she and I could have been here negotiating a treaty or trading hides with the soldiers, because women in the Cherokee society are very important. The Cherokee societies are run by women, matriarchal, and the women have big roles. Long ago, there were war women and peace. They made treaties. A really famous woman in the 1700s named Nancy Ward, who lived in Tennessee, was actually a woman who negotiated treaties. She was a war woman or a beloved woman. And so there were clan mothers and those sorts of things. A lot of role reversals in Cherokee society, so women could go to war. Women could take on any roles that they wanted because they were leaders. But also the same way with the men. The men could take on, the roles that they wanted. That was just a big cultural difference, right, between a patriarchal society that viewed women a certain way and a matriarchal society, the way women were viewed. So we would have been camped on the outskirts, and we would have been here for a reason and purpose. And that's why we're here today. We're here to tell that Cherokee side of that story, and why it's an important part that gets left out a lot in the 1700 time period of the native side of things. And we're here to offer that bit of education about the lifeways, some of the things that native people were doing, the way we're dressed, the way she's dressed, the way I'm dressed, the way he's dressed, would have been in the 1700 time period. Before that, we would have wore not so much as we're wearing today. We would not have covered up due to the societies that were coming here and their viewpoints on women and how we should be dressed. They began to cover up, and this would definitely be more of a winter type outfit. We would twine our skirts, and they say that Cherokee people didn't have fabric, however we did. We were twining and weaving cloth made from plant fibers. I still do that today. There's dogbane and cypress, and there's about 30 different plants that you can cord and make into fabric. And they were twining and weaving skirts and making shoes. I have a pair of twine shoes right there, made from plant fibers. And my daughter makes feathered capes. The Cherokee women were wearing capes made from different songbirds and flamingos that we traded for in Florida, and swan feathers. And so the Cherokee women would wear these beautiful capes. All women had them for warmth. Cherokee men would wear them. So we were making these beautiful capes and twining our clothes and making everything we need. Most people think that Native societies were really not advanced. However, Cherokee societies were very advanced. We had 3 major towns that were called mother towns. The one near here, this place actually they say gets the name from 96 is actually 96 miles from an original Cherokee town called Cowee. We say Cowee. I guess you guys say Keowee. but from Cowee it's supposed to be 96 miles from there, and so still today, this area is called 96, based on a Cherokee town. So they were a super important part of the history, and they were in negotiations with Britain for a long time. There was also the Cherokee-Anglo War that happened between the British and the Cherokees, and then later the Americans. So they always say that the victor writes the history. So, so that is true, but we're here to offer the other side of that a little bit and tell about maybe how the native people would be feeling about losing their territories and losing their lands and those kinds of things. The British, one of the reasons why they sided with the British is because the British did see them more, I think, in some ways as their own country. They were actually making trade agreements with the British in the early 1700s and even the later 1700s. There were delegations of Cherokees that went over to Britain, and they were making trade agreements just like we would make a trade agreement today with another country. So I think that might be why, a lot of those reasons why they sided with the British, is because the British did view them more that way. As the colonists began to encroach on the land, the British would keep the boundaries. They would help the Cherokees to keep those boundaries, even though not really good, and it didn't do a lot of good. But that's one of the roles that they did play, and that's why, today when they say, well, the Cherokees sided with the British, well, that was why. They pledged an allegiance to the King of England because they were in a trade deal with the King of England over their furs. And so, and then they also helped police those areas so that the encroachment wouldn't happen, although the encroachment still continued, to happen. And so, of course, the Americans, what they wanted is they just wanted the Cherokee land in gold, right? And so, there was resistance. However, at that time, there were a lot of Cherokees that sided with the Americans. So there were both. There was a big division in the tribes. So, excuse me?
And they all lost.
They yes, they all lost, no matter what they did. So a lot of them were in that self-preservation mode. Like originally, I think Cherokees always thought of themselves as this whole unit, right? But as time went on, disease and war and all of these things started happening to the people. They began to think of their own town or their own mother town or their own area, and they were just trying to save parts of it, just trying to save something. And so, of course, they would side with, whatever side that they thought might save them. In the end, none of it saved them, right?
How many
None of
Cherokee people live?
So there's an eastern band and a western band. The western band are the ones in Oklahoma that went on the Trail of Tears. There's a lot more of those. Last count, I think there's like 185,000 enrolled members. Eastern band, there's about 15 to 16,000. And they live in the original homelands of North Carolina. In fact, where Cherokee is, one of the really important mother towns called Gadua is just right to the side. And the tribe did not own that for a long time. It was farmland. The mounds, there used to be big mounds there. The mounds are small. You can see them still that they're part of a mound. But the tribe bought that not too long ago. And they bought it back, and so they own that mother town of Gadua. They own a small piece of it. And to this day, they stomp dance there. So they have ceremony on those lands, and they also Cowee. So recently, very recently, I think it was 2015, 2012, something like that, they bought part of Cowee back. So they bought one of the mound areas of the mother town of Cowee. So, and then recently, they bought another mound in a place called Tallulah near where I live. And there's a mound there that they've purchased back, of their original homelands. So it's a modern society today.
Okay, going to head down through the encampment, see what else is going on out here today. As you can see, we've got quite a few people out here. Came through the encampment earlier and they're just getting set up, so you'll see what they have down here. See, they have the fires going, so we'll see what they... How you doing? Very well, thank you. How you guys doing? How you guys doing today?
Doing well, sir. How you doing?
All right. Made a good meal, huh? Okay.
Our chef extraordinaire over here.
All right. Well, I guess they're out here preparing the meals as they did back then. And how you doing today?
How are you today?
All right. What's on the menu today?
Well, we got chicken and rice with some broth in it. Then we got great cheese and bread.
All right.
We had a big breakfast this morning. We had bacon and eggs and grits, all cooked up here.
Okay.
We're having a good day.
There you go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
I'm sure.
And I've got a lap leg, which put between
Yeah.
the legs.
Okay.
But you're gonna have it tied off somewhere. So it's not gonna happen.
Yes. Well, y'all have a good day.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Just fine. Could you explain to us what you have here?
This is called an ankle loom. It's like a box loom or tape loom they would have had back in the 1700s. They would have made tapes and belts, anything for powder horns to haversacks to belts, hat bands, anything they would have needed a strap for.
Okay. And how long does it take you to do one, approximately?
Depending on the width and the pattern, anywhere from 4 to 6 hours.
Okay, and where do you get the fabric to start with?
Well, I use a modern day method. I go to Hobby Lobby. And get
No, I mean the way they used to do it.
used to do it.
Yeah.
They would have sheep. They would shear it. They
Okay.
would comb the loom out. They would then spin it into yarn, and then they would use it.
Oh, okay.
Or they would call it the cotton too. This is mostly cotton because it's really difficult to work wool out in the environment.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for your interest.
Okay, we're going to make one more quick stop before our battery dies again, because we don't want that to happen. I guess everyone's having lunch today. Get a quick clip close-up view of the muskets, powder horns. If you missed the video earlier, I do have the musket firing and the cannon firing. If you go back about an hour or so on my Facebook feed, you should be able to find it. It's about a 40-minute video. We spent time in the Black Swan Tavern where they were cooking a meal. Saw them baking bread in the beehive oven. Saw a little about carpentry.
He surveyed well before. His surveying was in the, he was 16, 17, 18 early, late teens, early 20s when he was surveying. So I'm not sure what year that would put him, but it had to be 1740s, somewhere in there.
Because we went in Virginia, we saw some places where he had surveyed.
Have you been to Natural Bridge?
Yes.
Seen his initials carved in the wall? I have a photograph of me standing there when I was 16 years old.
Okay, well, I think that's about it. I was trying to find a few other guys that disappeared on me temporarily. All right. Oh, okay. How you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, yourself, sir.
I'm doing just fine. Seems like someone volunteered you. Okay,
Okay today, sir.
yeah, pretty good. Can you tell us what's going on out here today?
Well, you have a bunch of living historians that are portraying the 1700s, be from 1776 all the way up to when the battle took place here. The siege was in 1781, and you have people from North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. I know one lady that used to be living down this way. She now lives in Michigan.
Michigan, Karen.
Yeah, Karen. Yeah, I've known Karen a while.
Okay.
And so you got a lot of people that from a lot of places that are portraying the lifestyle of the backcountry, the Whig or the Loyalist side, depending upon which you prefer.
Or the Cherokee side.
Cherokee as well. Even I think there's a couple Brits even around.
Okay. So what are you portraying exactly today?
We're actually doing militia.
Oh, okay.
We're normally Whig militia.
Oh, okay.
Down here.
All right. So are you part of firing demonstrations, or?
I wasn't. I was the first one. The second one I got hung up here, but my gentleman.
Oh, okay.
I had 3 gentlemen over there.
All right.
Firing demonstration.
Oh, so you must be the officer. You
Yes.
can tell the people what to do.
Yes, I have the Marine sash over the left knee. That makes me a captain.
All right.
of the
Okay.
militia. So I tell the gentleman what to do, but in this case, they'd already. I was headed that way, and a higher authority cornered me, called my wife.
Okay.
Said, I need this done.
Your honey-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you got a beautiful day for it.
Oh, it's been a gorgeous day for
Yeah.
this event.
Yeah.
It's good seeing the people out.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, because I used to come down here twice a year, and sometimes more than that. Because, well, it was Mike Williams and myself, and we did get. That's when Eric was
Oh, okay.
here
Yeah.
and in charge, and we did get him to get his shoes and socks off and get in to help mix up the.
Oh, you got
the
down and
straw
dirty, huh?
The straw and the clay to make the beehive oven.
All
Yes,
right.
we made him get his shoes and socks. It's like, this is for your site. You need to get in here as well.
Boy, I should have made a video of that one.
Mm. That's been years ago. We've done that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for coming out today.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, folks, I think I'm going to try to catch one more guy. Hopefully before my battery dies again. And it looks like he's built up a crowd again. So may not be able to get in there. We shall soon see. Well, he's not back yet. So, folks, we're going to wrap it up today. This was just to give you an overview of what's going on out here. Like I said, this is Crossroads 96 out of Starport on Highway 248, 2 miles south of town, just past the high school. They'll be out here from 9 to 5, April the 1st, and they'll be out here from 10 till 5 tomorrow. So, in case you can't make it today, they will be back out here tomorrow. It's going to be another beautiful day, so I would encourage you to come on out and check things out and see what's going on. We'll duck in this tavern again real quick. Just take a quick peek. Hello. Yep.
Welcome, welcome. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna switch photos here.
Boy, you guys are really going at it now.
Smelling good. Too bad your thing doesn't pick up smells.
Yeah, I know. So what's on the menu now?
Pork stew. And, well, we're getting the cookies ready, Robert.
Oh,
Apple
cookies.
pie. Yep. The ginger cookies. Colonial ginger cookies.
Yep, letting the sugar and all do and get it ready, pie ready. Yes. The best part is the eating.
Yes. Y'all cannot wait till the end of the day. Good to go.
Okay, Miss Karen, it's your recipe. Alrighty, honey. Okay, so now we're
Well,
going
folks,
to
that's
cook
about
it.
off
You got
now. I'm
that?
your host, Robert Hart, signing off. And so festival season is cranking up, so we'll be back. It's a fun day. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll say bye for now.